The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Samuel Ogbuku, has asked staff of the agency to exhibit fairness and transparency at all times to reduce workplace conflict. It says the current governing board of the NDDC is fully committed to instituting due process in the workplace while upholding accountability. Mr. Ogbuku was speaking in Port Harcourt during an enlightenment workshop for NDDC staff on workplace compliance with transparency and due process.
This sensitization workshop for staff of the Niger Delta Development Commission is geared towards engendering commitment to due process and accountability across offices under the interventionist agencies. In his opening remarks, the NDDC Managing Director, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, who is represented by his Chief of Staff, charges the workforce to always uphold fairness, transparency and accountability as championed by the current board.
Don't forget that you are a team. And when we motto, when we say NDDC, making a difference. To make a difference, that culture of fairness must be in you. Fairness not only to your state, fairness to all the states that are concerned in NDDC, the mandate states, as we call them.
A professor of political science from the Lagos State University, who delivers the keynote address, says the deployment of alternative dispute resolution will minimize workforce conflict and entrench the culture of transparency and accountability.
What do I mean by integral knowledge? If you work in an environment, whether a typical private sector or corporate organizations, there are rules, there are organizational goals. There are ways of doing things within that organization. So that whole complex constitutes what you call, transparency.
The Commission's Director of Dispute and Conflict Resolution reminds staff that they are duty-bound to emulate the leadership of the interventionist agency, which, according to him, is transparent in its dealings.
If the MD, Samuel Ogbuku, is not being transparent in terms of budgeting for making provision for projects in the Niger Delta region, he will invite stakeholders. Under that circumstance, he invited the stakeholders in the Niger Delta region, in the 9 states. Whether you are small or big, they were in that meeting. So if the MD have done that, who are the staff not to follow or not to emulate him to implement transparency and due process in workplace?
What we are saying here now, there is this awareness that there is need for us to work together harmoniously to achieve the purpose of the Commission.
As a person, I have resolved to be transparent in all my dealings in terms of carrying out my activities and obligations in the office.
Expectations are high that this workshop, projected to promote a healthy workplace and accountability in the NDDC, will result in quick gains in the short rather than the long term.